In August of 2020, one of the largest anime subreddits, r/animemes, had a fundamental disagreement between the moderation team on the use of the word trap in anime culture and memes. A civil war of sorts broke out over the ban, leading to the temporary shutdown of the subreddit, which led to the birth of r/goodanimemes, a place where laxer rules on appropriate speech created a shelter for disenfranchised memers. And to be honest, the first month or two of the subreddit existing had some of the best anime-related memes I've seen in years. I don't know if it's because I'm getting older or, more likely, the age of people who log on to Reddit is getting younger, but I don't find myself sharing memes as much as I used to. Basically, the point I'm trying to get at is that I have a really hard time enjoying memes recently. Being locked inside during COVID definitely contributed to showing the instability of the meme economy and pulled the curtain back on the serious problem of quantity versus quality. So let's go back a little further for just a second. You might know I had this series on my channel where I did JoJo meme review, since making watered down YTPs for each new episode of Golden Wind was a huge help in growing my channel. I'm passionate about memes because I really enjoy creating them and I enjoy spreading them, and I especially love when I'm the reason some of those memes get created in the first place.
Pizza time.
But one of the things I've been shifting the focus of this channel onto is Konosuba, God's blessing on this wonderful world. I love JoJo's, but I think I love Konosuba just as much, which is strange since JoJo and Konosuba really aren't like each other at all, but I tend to notice people who like one usually like the other. JoJo memes have always been popular online, which is what introduces most people to the series. Konosuba is a little different though. Konosuba is hilarious. I mean, don't get me wrong, JoJo can be funny at times, but it's not a comedy manga or anime. Konosuba is, and the way it handles jokes and how they're constructed both in the light novel and anime make it an easy standout series compared to your average isekai or gag anime. Konosuba is clever in its deconstruction of the isekai genre, which is one of the most common genres in anime and throughout the 2010s was one of the major forces that got people into anime. Here's the thing though, I actually watched Konosuba. And I loved it. I loved it so much I started reading it, still not done yet, and now I'm making videos about it. But people spreading Konosuba memes haven't watched Konosuba. Let me elaborate. There are three particular memes I would like to emphasize: True Gender Equality, Useless Blue Thing, and Explosion Lolly. All are great top tier memes in their own regard, but there are a lot of people spreading them, and they choose to force them into my feed with the lowest amount of effort possible. These three memes have been the most common Konosuba memes in circulation because they are objectively funny. But then something changed recently. I mentioned the creation of r/goodanimemes because it is a turning point for anime meme culture and a forewarning for memes in general during 2020. And we can look at the recent shift in Konosuba memes as a microcosm of this phenomenon. 3 or so months ago, Konosuba memes on r/goodanimemes were definitely top tier because I think the people who were making them were active fans of the source material. But then people who clearly were not acquainted with the material started creating memes and the quality dipped immensely. Konosuba memes have become normie. Not all of them, but slowly but surely, bit by bit, it is happening. Back almost 4 years ago when I started making JoJo's Bizarre Adventure content, JoJo occupied a quantum state where the wave function of its representation was in a superposition of being instantly recognizable yet not mainstream. This caused the meme culture surrounding JoJo to thrive and flourish, even between parts of the anime airing. Then Part 5 happened, and the anime made the series mainstream in the West. Now look at JoJo memes. They aren't nearly as interesting or funny, partly because there is little new content to base them around, but more importantly, normies are infesting the memescape with their 10-minute JoJo meme compilations that receive hundreds of thousands of views from mindless drones who think, oh, because it's JoJo, it must be funny. In many of these videos and memes, there's no thought, effort, or craft going into the creation of them. I mean, why put in tens of hours of dedication and editing into a video when you could just rip something from Billy and get more views re-uploading stolen content?
Stop right there, criminal scum!
You'll never take me alive, coppers!
I would consider myself a person who's at least a little qualified to talk about this situation, considering I dedicated an entire summer to a shitpost that incorporates both JoJo and Konosuba. I'm not saying everyone has to put in as much effort as I do, and there are certainly videos where I don't put in any effort at all.
Ironic.
But if the market is out there, knowing the YouTube algorithm, it exists to be exploited. That's sort of the reason I stopped JoJo meme review. I mean, to me, it wasn't fun anymore looking at memes because a sizable portion of the people creating them felt like they were just doing it to farm karma. This doesn't mean I didn't like making the videos. I especially loved collaborating with so many other awesome creators. But I see Konosuba right now currently in the position JoJo was a few years back. And when Konosuba gets to season 3, it's gonna be too far gone, like it was for JoJo's. I'd like to specify this is in regard to the quality of memes being produced, and not the fact that people are watching Konosuba, because I actually want more people to watch Konosuba and create good, thoughtful content about it. I mean, look at Bragging God's JoJo Suba, for example. That video is absolutely amazing. But I also want that with JoJo's too. And with anything mainstream, there are always people willing to exploit it. And with more people watching, that means more people will include Konosuba, pushing it into their own content just for the sake of it being Konosuba, instead of liking it because it is Konosuba. The same thing happened with JoJo's. Content creators and influencers have been using JoJo's in their unrelated thumbnails and videos here and there because they know it's free views. Do you remember that time when all of those meme compilation videos of different video games include the same 4 JoJo memes? And they were all the same. Like, I'm just watching the same video over and over and over again. Am I supposed to think this is funny? This is why I never understood why people believe I was an evil contributing factor in making JoJo's normie with terrible, unfunny memes when I had been actively making content long before Part 5 was announced. In the eyes of these big creators who never watch the show and have no intention of doing so, they don't care that they're spreading their misinformed opinions to the hordes of people who will inevitably repost the same few memes in context that doesn't make sense or make it funny. And I get the whole thing that humor is subjective, but can you seriously take a look at these memes and consider them funny? Like, seriously, some of these just aren't even memes, they're just pointing out aspects of a character. And I think it's fairly obvious these were created just to milk karma. Think for a second how many YouTube thumbnails include Aqua or Megumin for videos that have nothing to do with either of them. That's what I'm talking about right now.
Lame, 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 lame!
So I'd like to propose a question a scrub for hire asked me when I was talking to him about this video.
What would you consider to be the worst meme? My Little Pogchamp or Uganda Knuckles from 3 years ago?
For me, this is an easy choice. I gag every time I say the P word. And Uganda Knuckles was annoying, but it was funny because everyone had a direct connection to it. You didn't have to be playing VR chat to see this guy everywhere. And it comes back to the cultural zeitgeist that is Sonic as a whole. Sonic has always been a meme with staying power. Then you have Kill la Kill, which is significantly less culturally relevant than Sonic. And the majority of people spreading this meme don't even know that it's Ryuko in the meme. They don't even know her name. This meme had the unfortunate problem that it was conceived on the cesspool known as Twitter, which already makes it objectively less funny than something from pretty much everywhere else other than Facebook. Also, the creator didn't want it to become a meme, and shelf lives of memes, especially all throughout 2020, is about 30 seconds before they're spoiled. I think the only 3 memes that had a long shelf life that were actually funny and well thought out and people were really creative with them were Points Gun, It Always Has Been, Are You Winning Son, and Abby Choke edits. As I was editing this video, I completely forgot that Baka Mitai was a meme from this year, so yeah, the deepfakes were actually pretty good, and subscribe because I remembered your favorite meme. I didn't Araki forget this one. See, the malleability of JoJo and Konosuba memes is what makes them so popular and instantly recognizable. But this is a double-edged sword because with great stand-up power comes great inability to make something funny. Memes should strive to recontextualize the source material, which bends the original context of the meme into something new. The reason The Last of Us Part 2 edits are so funny and are the best memes of 2020 is because all of those moments were intended to be played completely seriously, but the execution in the game was so poor and ridiculous that it harbored the creation of all these awesome memes. This sort of goes back to my intention behind the Araki Forgot videos, which were memes because anyone who watched or read JoJo's would understand that your suspension of disbelief is going to stretch further than Mountain Tim reaching for Lucy Steele's hot pants. You see what I did there? And when you juxtapose that with nitpicks and funny music, it makes it humorous. But in order to understand why memes work, you should be acquainted with the source material in some capacity, and this is one of the reasons I never put spoiler warnings in my videos. Konosuba memes as of recent essentially fail because they are just Kazuma being Kazuma, Aqua being Aqua, and Megumin being Megumin on a base level. There is no joke here. When you remove the clever writing and the talented voice acting, all you're left with is a simplistic shell of potential. And the fact that memes are only relegated to those 3 characters when Veneer exists, I mean, come on, that man is oozing meme potential. Like, it's just baffling to me. Konosuba's characters aren't meant to be terribly deep, but everyone making these memes feels like Kazuma in this situation.
Darkness. Since we all started living here, I'd look at you and think boobs. That's it. You are boobs.
Just to wrap it all up, this brings in the question and the idea of gatekeeping, which could be a full discussion for a different video, and is actually something I've addressed in my critique of the basement order. Memes are not for everyone. As I stated at the beginning of this video, they are certainly not for me recently. But I don't think that it's gatekeeping to say that bad memes come from uninformed people. If anything, it's the nature of forced memes. Memes that don't come from any sense of passion for the source material. They only come from a place to get quick clicks and easy clout. And that's not me trying to be a gatekeeper or an elitist with this discussion. Rather, I would just hope that people actually enjoy the source material before they become actively involved in a community or using its materials for their own self-interest.
My adventure with these idiots has reached its peak, and it's all downhill from here.
Next meme. So that's been the Konosuba meme review. My co-host Chris the Shuckle doesn't really seem to like these Konosuba memes recently, so Chris, this video is for you. Like I said, Konosuba will go downhill in the creativity department come the advent of season 3, so the best thing I guess I can do is fight hard against it and create some quality content along the way, like I do with JoJo's. Guess that's gonna force me to make Konosuba, the Legend of King Crimson, YTP. Now that the English dub movie is out, that will be certainly easier to poop since subtitles are hard, man. I tried, it wasn't working out. But let me know what you think in the comments below. Leave a like, subscribe, and turn on all notifications for more topics that certainly aren't trendy, but that I am very passionate about. I forgot to mention we have an active fan art contest going on for this channel, so if you want to enter, please follow the link in the description for some awesome prizes like a Diego super action statue figure, which is so sick and so awesome. Guys, you're gonna want to be part of this. Have a beautiful duang, and I'll see you all next time.
What would you consider a worse meme? My Little Pogchamp or Uganda Knuckles from 3 years ago? What would you consider a worse meme? My Little Pogchamp or Uganda Knuckles from 3 years ago? What would you consider to be a worse meme? My Little Pogchamp or Uganda Knuckles from 3 years ago?